right, so we're taking a deep dive today into the ending of Joker.
Folie, right? The one you're kind of fixated on. We got that podcast discussion you sent, and let me tell you, this ending, it's a doozy. Dark, twisted, leaves you thinking.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Picks apart everything we thought about Arthur Fleck and just, throws it back in our faces.
So, set the scene for me. Where do we even start?
Well, that final scene, man, that's the real gut punch. Arthur's there in Arkham, bleeding out, attacked by another inmate. But here's the thing. Get this. As he's dying, the inmate, he carves this big, awful smile on his own face. It's straight up copied Heath Ledger's Joker. That's messed up.
Oh, yeah.
What's that even supposed to mean? Anyone could just become the Joker.
It's the big question, right? This cycle of violence and madness, does it ever end? Is the Joker more of an idea, a symbol, rather than one person? This ending, it just throws a wrench in everything. Super unsettling.
It's putting it mildly. So this inmate sees Arthur the Joker dying and thinks, my turn. That's bleak, man, even for this film. Didn't the podcast mention a courtroom scene, too?
Yeah, the last hour's straight-up courtroom drama. Arthur, and this is out of nowhere, he decides to represent himself, fires his lawyer.
He fires his lawyer. Bold move, even if it's bonkers. Can you imagine Harley Quinn's face?
It gets weirder. During the trial, he starts using this, strange southern accent, like he's playing a part or something. It's a small detail, but kind of telling.
Arthur, putting on a show, even facing serious charges. Doesn't seem too far-fetched, really.
Exactly. He wants control, needs to perform, even as everything's falling apart. Courtroom becomes his stage, right? The accent, his whole behavior, it's this desperate attempt to keep up appearances.
And how does Harley Quinn fit into all this? Sounds like their whole thing blew up.
So during the trial, Arthur, he just comes out and admits it. The Joker was all an act, confesses to, 6 murders, just lays it all out. Harley is crushed.
So he shatters their shared delusion, that mad love, we're in this together thing.
Yeah.
She must have been devastated.
Totally. Their relationship, twisted as it was built on this shared fantasy, this codependency. His confession just breaks it. And that last image of her leaving him on those stairs from the first film, those Joker stairs, powerful stuff.
Wow, he's back to square one then. Alone, back in Gotham. Their whole messed up love story meant nothing.
Yeah.
And then what?
Arkham.
Right.
Back to Arkham it is. And that's where things get even darker.
Here we go again. Arkham's never a walk in the park, especially not for Arthur.
Yeah, Arkham, it's this reflection of the outside world, all that societal decay, but cranked up to 11.
So it's not just Arthur falling apart. It's the whole system is broken.
Yeah.
What kind of horrors does he face this time?
It kind of hinted that the guards, even some he was cool with before, they turn on him. There's even this, suggestion he might have been assaulted, though they don't actually show it.
Heavy stuff. This film, it goes to some dark places, but leaving that kind of violence to the imagination is almost worse, right?
It makes you think, right? We gotta face the reality of places like Arkham. It's not always about what you see on screen, it's what they don't show, Stuff you can't unsee.
And for Arthur, sounds like it just keeps getting worse.
It does. He actually finds a friend in Arkham, someone who, actually treats him human. But then the guards, they kill the guy brutally, and Arthur, he's stuck listening from his cell. Can't do a thing.
That's just messed up. That kind of loss, that trauma, while you're trapped like that, just adds to the whole cycle of violence.
And that sense of hopelessness, right? Even in Arkham, a place that's supposed to help, the violence just keeps going. It can't be stopped.
Makes you wonder if there's any light at all in this story. Speaking of, what about that whole Harley Quinn thing? The pregnancy.
Another layer of what the heck is going on in a film full of it.
Yeah.
So Harley, during this really tense scene, she tells Arthur she's pregnant. His kid.
Whoa, hold up. Pregnant? How's that even possible? Weren't they separated while he was on the run?
The film never actually says if they, were together during one of his escapes, or if Harley's messing with him. Later, Arthur even brings up their kid, but the film never gives us a straight answer.
So we're left wondering if it's real, a delusion, or even Harley trying to hold on to their messed up connection. It's a lot to unpack, especially with everything else going on.
Totally. And that ambiguity, that lack of closure, it feels deliberate, doesn't it?
For sure. All these loose ends, unanswered questions, makes you think there could be more to the story. Think there's any chance of a Joker 3? Can they even go there again, or is that just asking for more darkness?
It's possible, but man, it'd be heavy. This film, even more than the first one, it does not hold back.
Right.
But yeah, there are some threads they could unravel.
Like what?
Well, there's Harley's baby, right? If she really is pregnant, imagine that. A kid growing up with that legacy. Harley's trauma, Arthur's chaos. It's a lot.
Okay, that's pretty dark. What else? And then there's the inmate who kills Arthur, right? He's mimicking the Joker's grin, ready to step into those shoes, maybe. Is he the next Joker? Or is this something that just keeps happening? Anyone who gets caught up in this web of madness.
It's like the movie saying the Joker isn't one person, but this idea that takes root anywhere things are bad enough.
Exactly. And of course, there's Harvey Dent.
Oh, yeah. Harvey Dent, they kind of just snuck him in there, didn't they? What was the point of that, even?
Yeah, he's in the film, but it's almost like, I don't know, like they're just dangling him in front of us, you know. We see him, the DA, but he's young, like way over his head. Took me a sec to even recognize him, honestly.
Yeah.
Didn't have that classic Harvey Dent look.
And then, after the courthouse bombing, you see him, right? Got those facial injuries. Subtle, but come on, you gotta think Two-Face.
Two-Face in a Joker sequel. Now you've got my attention. So they leave us with all this, the baby, a new Joker, Harvey Dent, all messed up. But no real answers. Almost crueler than just like ending it clean.
Maybe that is the point. This film, especially the ending, it's not about answers, tying it all up nice and neat. It wants you to feel that unease, the weight of it all, these choices, the damage they do.
Like looking into a shattered mirror. You see bits and pieces, but nothing whole.
And that brokenness, that lack of clarity, maybe that's what hits so hard, makes you confront it all, right? Mental illness, violence never ending. And sometimes there just aren't easy answers.
Sticks with you, makes you see the world different. This deep dive, man, it's given me a lot to chew on. So to you listening, what's sticking with you?
What moments, what images can't you shake? This ending, did it frustrate you or did it get you thinking, finding your own meaning?
And how does this ending, dark as it is, change how you see the whole film? Arthur's breakdown, Harley Quinn's whole messed up journey.
This film, it doesn't back down from the tough stuff, shows us the darkest parts of ourselves, of our world, makes us face the consequences of looking away.
We see how neglect, how indifference, how the system fails, creates monsters, even the ones with the painted-on smiles. It's a lot, but maybe it's a wake-up call, too.
Maybe that's where the hope is, right? Even if it's just a sliver. We see the patterns, we face the problems head-on, and maybe, just maybe, stories like Arthur's, they don't have to keep happening.
Powerful stuff to think about. This deep dive into Joker, Folie, Deux. Man, what a ride. Till next time, keep asking those tough questions, keep digging deeper, and remember, sometimes the stories that stay with us, they're the ones that don't have all the answers.